Tonight, COVID infections in Minnesota schools seem to be dropping, but experts and educators are concerned we may not have hit the peak just yet. Plus, safety first. That's the message from MnDOT as they work on a new plan to keep students heading to class safe. And a former Northwest Wisconsin lodge is taking on a new meaning in the name of a beloved winter sport.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke. Thanks for joining us. The Minnesota Department of Health announced at least one student and 5 staff members have died from COVID-19 since the school year started. Despite those heartbreaking stories, the number of infections linked to schools dropped significantly last week. Experts say that's a promising sign, but as Caroline Cummings reports, there isn't enough evidence to show this peak is behind us.
Cases linked to schools have dropped off since reaching nearly 3,000 in 1 week in mid-September. Last week, fewer than 1,000. At first glance, a promising sign. But infectious disease doctor Beth Thielen,
I think it's still really early to judge it.
is treading lightly.
Even when we do start to see that leveling off, I think a lot of us in the healthcare space are worried that it may still sort of take a long time before we get back to the nice levels that we enjoyed, the levels over the summer.
COVID mitigation policies vary by school district, but the state offered tests to any school that wanted them. So far, 88% of school districts have accepted grant money for COVID-19 programs for testing, and 61% have ordered tests from the state. Public health experts say testing is an important tool, which is why the state is offering more rapid tests in response to an uptick in infections in recent weeks. Hospital capacity is also still a concern, but state officials are watching to see if we have passed a peak in the latest surge.
It's really up to us whether this trend that we hope we're starting to see of a plateau continues or not. That speed of how quickly we get to the end of this thing is still very much a question.
Meanwhile, the University of Minnesota system is now requiring all faculty and staff to be vaccinated. University President Joan Gable made that announcement today. She said the decision is due to President Biden's executive order requiring all federal contractors and subcontractors to have proof of employee vaccination. Employees must provide vaccination proof by December 8th. Both Minnesota and Wisconsin health leaders plan to start giving out Moderna and Johnson & Johnson booster shots. Both states made that announcement today after new CDC guidance last night. Anyone who got the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine and meets certain conditions can get a COVID vaccine booster at least 6 months after their initial series. That includes anyone 65 and older and anyone 18 and older who has a medical condition, lives in a long-term care setting, or works in a high-risk environment. The CDC says it is okay to mix and match doses.
All 3 COVID-19 vaccines authorized in the United States are extraordinarily safe, and they are highly effective in reducing the risk of severe disease, hospitalization, and death.
Minnesota leaders say they have plenty of vaccines available, while those in Wisconsin asked residents to be patient, as it may take time for everyone who needs a booster to get one. Data from the last month shows Indigenous Minnesotans are 2 to 3 times more likely to catch COVID right now. State officials say that's compared to the current infection rate among white Minnesotans. Experts with the University of Minnesota say there are large pockets of unvaccinated people in the 18 to 49 age range in Minnesota's tribal communities, and that's in part due to vaccine access. It's especially concerning because Native Americans have high rates of health disparities that put them at higher risk for serious illness like diabetes. Dave joins us now for a first check of the weather on this Friday. Dave, I have some pumpkin carving to do this weekend.
Oh.
How's the weather going to be for that?
Well, if you're doing it indoors, I think it'll be 68 with 50% relative humidity. Very comfortable. Are you doing it outdoors?
Well, it kind of depends what the weather's like.
Okay, well, I think it'll be all right for being outdoors, but it may be a little bit chilly on the fingers. It's going to be cooler than normal, and the cloud cover up above, it's a battle going on. Like we talked about last night, there's a high trying to conquer us and a low trying to work in, so we're going to go back and forth between cloudy one moment and sunnier the next. And for the South Shore, thanks to a little lake enhancement. There may be a couple of rain showers or snow flurries there, but otherwise dry in the area from the high. Taking a look up towards Grand Portage, we can see that battle going on in the sky. There's a hint of blue out there and also a good hint of cloud. So it's going to be that back and forth, yin and yang going on here from the high in place now, and a low trying to undercut our region, backed up by its big brother farther over towards the west. So what do we get for the short-term forecast then? Tonight, a mostly cloudy sky as the low winds out, lows in the 20s. Tomorrow, high temps in the 40s, cooler than normal, but the high winds out with sunshine. We'll talk about what Sunday will bring and a warm-up for as early as Monday coming our way, coming up in just a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. A Wisconsin judge blocked the state's wolf hunt just 2 weeks before it was supposed to start. The Dane County Circuit Court judge granted a wildlife advocacy group's request today, blocking the fall hunt. It was supposed to start on November 6th. The order is part of a lawsuit the group filed in August trying to stop the hunt and invalidate a state law authorizing annual seasons. The group sued after the DNR board ignored calls to cancel the season, even though hunters exceeded the February limit by more than 100 wolves. Moving to the Iron Range, we are taking a live look at the Tom Rukavina Memorial Bridge in Virginia. A heads up to those living on the range, you may see or smell smoke in the air next week. Starting Monday, firefighters are planning to do some pile burning in the Lookout Mountain area on Highway 53 north of Virginia. Crews have been cutting fir trees all this week and building piles like the ones you see here across the area. Their goal is to reduce fuel buildup in the forest to lower the risk of future wildfires. Some parts of the Northland saw their first snowfall of the season, which means winter is right around the corner. This winter, Duluth will declare its first ever snow emergency. That's because there wasn't a system like that in place before. City leaders say this will largely help with making sure the plows are able to clear streets in a timely fashion. But the key will be knowing when an emergency is declared and when to move your car. The city is urging residents to sign up for Northland alerts to receive notifications about snow emergencies whenever one is declared.
We're encouraging all residents to go and sign up for Northland Alerts. Any existing customers to go in and modify their account to add snow emergencies to their profile.
To sign up for Northland Alerts, we have a link on our website. The Telemark Lodge was once a staple in northwest Wisconsin. It closed down a little more than 8 years ago, but a new project could return the outdoor destination in Cable to its former glory. CBS3's Quinn Gorham visited the old lodge today to see what's in store for the once bustling Nordic hub.
This entire area right here, that's where that building was?
Yes,
initially?
yeah. All the way down to those birches and then down to those pine trees.
Once a bustling hub of outdoor activity, the old Telemark Lodge has now been reduced to a few concrete slabs standing in an empty field. A property with too much potential to be left behind.
The resort had been closed for 4 or 5 years, and the Birkebeiner Foundation purchased this property in February.
According to Allison Slavik, one of the people behind the project, that purchase brought with it a reimagining of the former lodge.
We have a vision of restoring the old cross-country ski trails that are here, putting in a trail center, sledding, ice skating, and lots of other amenities.
The foundation plans to build a brand new Nordic Center as a headquarters for their outdoor activities. They'll also be building an outdoor plaza and some climbing walls out of the massive concrete slabs left standing from the old lodge.
On the right was the former entrance to the building, and we're planning to turn one or both of the elevator shafts into climbing walls.
Kate Bardot with the Berkey Foundation says the project will cost between $5 and $8 million, but it's a price worth paying.
To be able to be connected to a property like this is just incredible. I mean, it's a staple to the entire region, and so is the Berkey.
And Slavik says they can't wait to bring the property back to life.
It's a great feeling to see this property restored to its glory.
The Berkey Foundation will be holding a public open house at the property tomorrow. Anyone is invited to stop by to learn more about their plans. We have more information on our website. The Berkey Foundation hopes to break ground on the property early next year. MnDOT is hoping to make some students' walk or bike ride to school safer. It's through their annual Safe Routes to School grant program. The money helps school districts build infrastructure to improve access to school routes. That can include trails along state highways or new dedicated school walking routes. MnDOT leaders say whatever the money is used for, they hope it will save lives.
You know, it can be expensive to do some improvements, whether it be paint markings, new pavement, maybe it's pedestrian safe crossing where you press the button and lights kind of happen. So those can all be costly things for communities.
Since 2006, MnDOT has worked with more than 500 schools and communities in Minnesota to improve pedestrian safety in and around schools. Districts can still apply for the grants, and the money will be awarded in February. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, as fall fades into winter, the need for fresh produce is in demand. How one nonprofit hopes to help. Next.
1936 was a really topsy-turvy year around the United States. Most states set their record high temperatures that year, including Minnesota, and the city of Duluth set its all-time record high temp in the summer of 36 as well. But then you got into the autumn. Look at that record low there, 9 from this date in 1936. So we went from the yin to the yang then, and like we did last week to now. Temperatures dropped into the teens for some towns last night. Will they do so again tonight? I'll let you know coming up right after our break.
Snow piles up quickly. Remove it just as quickly with Kubota compact and utility tractors. Our #1 selling tractors are built to take on winter with front and rear mount snow blowers, blades, and rotary sweepers. Get select Kubota tractors for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months, and save $900. See your local Kubota dealer today.
No one serves you better than Lulich Implement.
Have you been wanting to shop for furniture but worried you missed out on the big summer sales? No worries. This weekend only, you get our best discount of the whole year. It's Slumberland's Customer Appreciation Sale. And everyone gets an extra 30% off our already low Slumberland prices. Saturday and Sunday only, shop our wide range of furniture and in-stock items. Online too. You haven't missed it. Shop Saturday and Sunday only at Slumberland Furniture.
Every road has its challenges. We say, bring them on. At Honda, we engineer each vehicle to outthink obstacles, to overcome difficult conditions. We engineer them for drivers who are determined to power through, just like you are. Rise to the challenge with the rugged performance of the Honda Passport, Pilot, and CR-V.
Whatever your water worry, Culligan Water can help. From value-priced softeners to the world's best and even salt-free. No one has more solutions than Culligan to customize the best filtration for your home. The only water that comes with a van. Contact Culligan, the local water experts.
As we finish up another baseball season, I recently finished an extensive window replacement project on my home. I worked with your home improvement company and they hit it out of the park. For your next window, door, bathroom, or roofing project, get the quality and service you deserve with the Midwest's largest full-service home improvement company. Your home improvement company is my home improvement company, and they should be yours too. Contact them today for a free estimate on your next home project.
It's been said, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And these young artists mirror the best. The legacy lives on.
I remember my son was going to grow up without a father.
I didn't think someone at 23 could be diagnosed with breast cancer.
I was probably the healthiest I had been in my life.
Early detection of a melanoma saved my life.
I survived testicular cancer because of early detection.
I survived cancer not once but twice because of early detection.
During the pandemic, you may have delayed or canceled routine cancer screenings. It's time to get those appointments back on the books. Early detection saves lives.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
This morning it was pretty chilly. For a lot of us who had an extended gardening season, this put the kibosh on it. It got pretty brisk out there. Some towns got their first frost, and some saw a couple of snow showers popping up here and there. That could happen again here tonight, but that'll be the exception and not the norm. In general, higher pressure will have a hold of us. But again, it's higher pressure from Canada, so it's bringing in the cooler temps. And this morning, folks in Big Fork only had 19. Only 20 towards the Hibbing area, 23 for Hayward, 27 Ashland, 33 one of our hot spots towards Ironwood. Again, similar temperatures could be with us tomorrow, although I'm not seeing major signs of another dip into the teens, but you know, Mother Nature knows better than computer models, so we'll see how things roll towards Big Fork once again. Now let's roll towards the current conditions. Duluth International, 42 degrees is the current temp, 58% for the relative humidity. Calm wind for the time being, but could kick up towards 5 miles per hour from the north in general as the night goes on. Air pressure at the surface is on the higher side from a high parked over our area, but the blocking nature of that high is making a low go down towards the south of our area. Spillwoods clouds aloft over our area, and so we've got clouds despite the high barometer readings. And a slight chance for a couple of showers, especially on the south shore here, thanks to a little bit of lake influence. But again, for the most part, the high should win out and keep it dry. Current temps, upper 30s in Ironwood, lower 40s for much of Wisconsin, but not everybody there. Solon Springs only 37. That's the temp they have also in Orr. International Falls is at 40, and so is Grand Rapids. Lows tonight could go into the 20s and low 30s for most towns, like I've been mentioning here, with a slight chance for some well-inland areas to drop into the teens. So talking about the higher pressure clashing with the low, at this moment on the Doppler, it looks like the low is being successful in kicking up a couple of showers in the Arrowhead of Minnesota, but the very light nature of the green means it's very, very light precip. It may not even be touching the ground. Could be just virga going on here. Right now, for the moment, it looks like it is just rain showers. We've got a couple of snow showers north of the border in Ontario and over towards Manitoba, but the odds of that crossing the border into our neck of the woods isn't that great. So what we got going on then for the weekend is that higher pressure in general winning out, keeping it dry if not overly sunny, but it's going to stay cool through the weekend. This low will be kept at bay, but its big brother off towards the west just might influence us in another cloudy and a better chance for rainy way here come next week. Perhaps by Tuesday, this will be out of the Rockies towards our neck of the woods, and we'll get a better chance for a precip payoff. Now, let's eye up what's going on tonight. Temperature payoff for Minnesota, where low temps, I think, will go about 25 to 30. Mostly cloudy sky. Tomorrow, well, actually tonight, Wisconsin, Michigan, similar range of temperatures. Mostly cloudy Wisconsin. Slight chance for those showers on the south shore, especially towards the UP. That could go on through tomorrow. UP snow showers, perhaps. Light stuff, though, nothing adding up. Partly sunny Wisconsin, mostly sunny Minnesota, highs in the 40s. That's cooler than normal. Stays cooler than normal through Sunday, maybe into Monday as well, but then it gets cloudier and warmer. Back to normal Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, into the 50s. But the price we pay is a better chance for rain that could go from Tuesday through next Thursday.
All right, thanks, Dave. Well, fresh produce is on high demand as we approach the winter season. One local food shelf is trying to meet the community's needs. Starting today, Chum in downtown Duluth will be giving away fresh fruits, vegetables, and dairy products every Friday. During the growing season in the summer, Chum had a big rise in demand for fresh products. Thanks to the partnership with Second Harvest, Chum will be receiving up to 6,000 pounds of fresh food ready to be distributed to the community.
Partnered up with Second Harvest, a great partner of ours, and they worked some angles and got some donations, and we started a program where we're going to be able to be giving away fresh produce every Friday. We won't be giving away our standard non-perishable boxes on Fridays.
Chum will still continue to give away non-perishable items. Fridays will be just for the fresh produce. If you'd like to learn more about how you can donate, you can find a link on our website. Meanwhile, Mission Creek Church is hosting its monthly Ruby's Pop-Up Pantry tomorrow. You're asked to donate $20 and will receive a bundle of groceries. The pantry will be a drive-through distribution to limit any exposure to COVID. You can stop by the church located in Duluth's Fond du Lac neighborhood between 10:30 a.m. and noon tomorrow. Everyone is welcome. Alexis Bass joins us now for a look at what's going on in sports on this Friday.
Well, it is a big night, Kristen. A rivalry renewed. Two Minnesota hockey teams face off for the first time since October 2019. And 2 soccer teams across the bridge earned shutout wins to keep their massive winning streaks alive. I will reel in sports next.
Join us weeknights. We're live at 5 as we go around the Northland, city by city.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night. CBS3 Live Cams, brought to you by KohlerChevy.com, now featuring the Kohler Express Deal online buying solution. KohlerChevy.com, a better way to buy.
Medicare isn't everyone's favorite thing to shop for, but with UCare, it might be worth a browse, because right now, UCare is offering a $26 monthly premium plan called UCare Aware. And unlike original Medicare, you also get Part D prescription drug coverage, dental, eyewear, hearing aids, and more. Fire off any questions to a decomplicator today. Hey, it's what we're here for. UCare, people-powered health plans.
Seeing the joy that people feel when they share a meal with family and friends, that's why we do this. The laughter of kids around the table, the thrill of families driving through for a treat, the delight of not having to cook, and instead letting us safely serve you. It all comes back to taking care of each other. And for that, we'll be here with your favorites, and always a smile.
Find the home of your dreams with Homes by Edmunds. Whether you're buying or selling, trust Duluth's oldest real estate company, Homes by Edmunds, LLP. Sunday mornings at 10:30 on CBS3.
The September 16th hail and windstorm did a lot of damage to the roofs of homes in its path. Empire Roofing can perform temporary repairs to get your roof through winter. Call today to find out if your home is in the hail path and have your roof inspected for free by Empire Roofing to see if your roof sustained damage.
Calling all Bulldogs. Do you consider yourself a diehard UMD Bulldog fan? Send a picture of you or you and your crew all decked out in your Bulldog attire for a chance to be the My9 Sports Bulldog Fan of the Week. Follow the My9 Sports Facebook page and post your pictures there to be entered into our weekly random drawings. Each Fan of the Week will be showcased in our My9 Sports UMD Athletics Broadcast of the Week. The My9 Sports Bulldog Fan of the Week is brought to you by the Duluth Tap Exchange.
The Duluth Area Chamber of Commerce is excited to announce the 151st Annual Meeting and Dinner Celebration, Thursday, October 28th at the Deck. This hybrid event will offer 2 viewing options for your choosing, in person with proof of vaccination or negative test, or live streamed with a curbside dinner pickup. Featuring Dr. David Herman, CEO of Essentia Health, as the keynote, we trust this will be a celebration of resilience and momentum. Register at DuluthChamber.com. Brought to you by these premier sponsors.
Kristen Bakke is as local as our evening news.
I'm from here. This is my home. I learned how to do a left-handed layup right there. At that hoop, that exact hoop.
Covering the communities she calls home too.
You know, there's nothing phony about it. That's who she is. She's just a natural at it, so I enjoy watching her because she's so good at what she does.
Leaders at Hibbing Taconite are scrambling at the Menorca Mining family heritage and iron mining history.
For everything local, watch Kristen Bakke on Live Local CBS3. Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app.
The UMD Minnesota men's hockey rivalry runs deep and dates back nearly 70 years. The Gophers hold a big advantage all time, winning over 130 of their 236 total meetings. But lately, it's been all Bulldogs. UMD has won 11 of their last 15 games against the Gophers since they left the WCHA in 2013. Including their most recent matchup at Amsoil Arena back in October of 2019. This year's home-and-home series will be significant for both teams, especially at the end of the year in the pairwise rankings, with both UMD and Minnesota ranked in the top 5.
Obviously, this is going to be a really big test because I think they're one of the best teams in the country. I think those guys have grown. They've added some pieces. It's nice, for their team too, to get LaFontaine back, who's a very good goaltender. It's always nice to start from the back out, and like I said, they're just a deep team. They're going to challenge us very similar to what Michigan did.
Obviously, they're huge games, right? Out of conference for that pairwise, and I think we've done a good job so far. So got to keep it going with Minnesota.
Ryan Fiatti will start in the net for UMD tonight. Zach Stachel is a scratch due to a lower body injury. As Coach Sandelin mentioned, the Gophers have Mike Richer, award winner goalie Jack LaFronte in the net. Puck drop is at 7:05 in Minneapolis and can be seen on Bally Sports North. On the college prep pitch this afternoon, the 9-1 UWS welcomed in North Central University from the Cities. With a 5-game winning streak in the books and tied for first in the UMAC, the Yellow Jackets are buzzing and hope to keep the Sting alive with the Rams. UWS would waste no time. Blake Doya dances his way down the field, finding Carson Cletty for the first score of the game. Cletty tallies his second of the season. Jackets go up 1-0 in the 6th minute. Minutes later, Scott Wilson's got happy feet. Wilson sends it to Josh Bellamy, and the rookie rockets this one for his 5th goal of the year. And then he's got freshman Chance so kindly welcomed on the sidelines. UWS up 2-0. Now it's Blake Perry tap dancing towards Philip Erickson. Erickson flies past the goalie and takes the big advantage of the empty net for the 3rd goal of the game and his 9th. The Jackets earn their 6th dub in a row over the Rams in a 7-0 shutout win. Before the men played, it was ladies first. They hosted North Central and found victory in a 5-0 shutout win over the Rams to tally their 11th straight win to remain undefeated in the UMAC with a 10-0 record. Finally, it's football playoff game day out in Maple, Wisconsin tonight. The Northwestern Tigers earned a #1 seed in Division IV to kick off the WIAA playoffs. After finishing undefeated and winning the Hardo North Conference, they're hosting the 8th seed Motsin Eagles tonight. We'll have full coverage of that game coming up tonight in sports at 10 o'clock.
I know some of those Northwestern players. I sure do. Yeah, my niece goes to school at Northwestern. Well, she's in elementary school, but she's a big fan of the football team.
You can't blame her because they have had a perfect season so far, and we can only hope they keep that going. And then, of course, the big rivalry game tonight, which I can only compare to what I know with the Green Bay Packers and the Bears. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Thanks, Alexis. An American collector shelled out nearly $8 million to buy a rare dinosaur skeleton. They call him Big John, and it's easy to see why. He's the world's largest Triceratops skeleton. Big John went for some big bucks at an auction in Paris on Thursday with a price tag of $7.7 million, and that's 5 times the expected price. He was dug up back in 2014. The mammoth dino comes in at 23 feet long, 8 feet high, with a massive skull and 3-foot horns. Big John roamed modern-day South Dakota more than 66 million years ago. Oofta. That is a big John.
Yeah, 23 feet long. That's bigger than a Chrysler Imperial. Pretty good for a big old monster going on there. No monster weather on tap this weekend. Just a little battle between sunshine and clouds as high and low pressure battle for dominance in our area. High temps will be on the cool side for the weekend, only in the 40s, but we go back to normal by Tuesday, which means the lower 50s then for the rest of the week.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 10.